Hey there. Good morning. It is January 20th, 2018. My name is Jeff Fritz. Welcome to the stream. This is Fritz and Friends. Um, it's been a long time. It feels like it's been a long time since we were together, we were coding, but it's been great to be able to connect with some of you on my Discord channel. Discord servers, right? So I have a Discord server out there that you can get to if you are in the Twitch chat room. Check it out. You can just do a !Discord, and you'll get the link to that Discord server. If you are in the Mixer chat room, let me paste in that information. Let me just grab that Discord link. All right. Here it is. There you go. If you'd like to join and chat with some of the folks who hang out while we're talking here and maybe even contribute to some of the projects that we're working on. So, I won't be focusing on the content from the Discord server while we're coding, while we're in stream. But if you want to hang out there, you're more than welcome to. And speaking of the Discord server, I just want to, drop a quick mention here that our friend Bruno, who's usually hanging out with us here, he's got some family health issues he's tending to. Best of luck to you, Bruno. You and your family. We're thinking of you. All right. I'm wearing an Eagles hat today because my Philadelphia Eagles are playing tomorrow afternoon to get to the Super Bowl. If they win this game, they play in the National Football League Super Bowl. I'm really excited, hoping they win. Lots of folks here in the Philadelphia area are crazy excited about this. So it's a big deal for us. Our Eagles have never won the Super Bowl. They've been there twice, lost both times. So we'll see if we can get there again this year. We are getting closer and closer to our goal here. Very close, painfully close to our goal of followers here. And I saw we had a couple followers right before the stream started. That's great. Welcome. Looking at the event list down here in the corner, I see Royal Flush. Welcome, Royal Flush. And Codebase 101. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look over at our projects and see what we can get started with here today. Because looking at some of the things ahead of time, I saw already there were a bunch of pull requests. There was some discussion around some of the pull requests. I'm excited to see what we've got here and get started back into our project. So, of course, we have a couple different projects here that I'm working on. This is my GitHub, github.com/C#Fritz. And if we just take a peek over here, the first one is configuration builders up here. I've still got 3 issues, but this is the one that I'm almost ready to ship. I think we're going to ship today. We're going to ship another release of this. And in particular, this was the discussion around the new features for our YAML configuration builder that I'm working on. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. I'm going to take a look over here. There's Epic Build Music. There's no new issues over here. There's a bunch of them over here in Stream Tools. So Stream Tools is a project that publishes a website. It's a little web application that delivers the goal bar you see up at the top there. 470 followers. 75 followers. We are 25 followers from our goal. That's terrific. When we hit that goal, we'll have an 8-hour ASP.NET Core workshop for you here live on stream. And also the followers count in the corner. Those come from this project, this Stream Tools project. And there's a couple of pull requests in here. I've got 3 pull requests to take a look at. And I think they address these first 2 issues quite nicely. So we'll take a look at that in just a minute here. And then I don't think we have any new questions here on the live stream. We're finalizing this. I'm going to close this issue because we're delivering this today. And I didn't hear back from those guys about this one. I gotta push another email over there and see what's happening so we can talk about these next two topics here on the stream. But I do have a couple guests lined up for next week. Tuesday, Glenn Condren's going to join us, and we'll talk about ASP.NET Core and Docker. Thursday, Myra Wenzel from our documentation team at Microsoft. She's going to talk to us a little bit about writing good documentation and how you publish things to docsmicrosoft.com. So that's an open platform anybody can submit documentation to, and it's kind of part of my job to update and maintain some of the docs out there. So we'll look at updating an article out there so that people get a little bit more information, particularly around configuration builders. And then finally, next Saturday, a week from today, my friend Sarah Dukevich, I hope I pronounced that right, will be joining us. We're going to talk about web usability and putting some documentation as well as some useful tools around our Stream Tools project. Make that a little bit easier for folks to get in and use when we start to publish this thing. So I think that's going to be a pretty interesting one to take some raw features that we've built and make it a heck of a lot more usable. So let's take a look at the Stream Tools project. And before I get into this, I almost forgot to mention today's music. Of course, music to code by my friend Carl Franklin. Today we're listening to a song called Purple. This was released, I think this was on the second album. Come on, open up here, show me more details about that. Yes, it was on the second album, but you can get all of the music to code by songs right now from mtcb.pwop.com. Or you can get the subscription service that comes along with the free Android and iOS app called Music to Flow By. Check that out at musictoflowby.com. So I really like these songs. It normally gets me focused, but I'm hanging out and talking with you, my friends here on stream, and I end up bouncing around on a bunch of different topics. All right. So let's take a look. Good morning, Codebase. Great to see you here. Thank you for the follow again. So let's talk about some of these pull requests we got for Stream Tools. Now, this is an ASP.NET Core project, and let's see what we have here. So we have a pull request about SignalR robustness, and then adding a mock service, and then use AutoFixture to improve setup in the unit test. So this looks like some interesting stuff here. Brendan in the chat room, lurking. Oh, I see. Just going to hang out, not say anything, listen. I see how it is. So let's take a look at this first one. Use I'm going to start up here at the top. SignalR robustness. Let's see what this is all about. So JBDK submitted this. This is John Bungard. I believe this is also, this is Joe Bunn in our chat rooms. So thank you for this. Tab width 2 in editor config. Yes, that is what I'm using. Updated SignalR client. For some reason, the one I had in the JS folder was weird. If the SignalR connection is lost, reconnect, and if successful, reload page. That's not bad. And disable caching on the goal and viewers page. So those sound like some pretty good things. I don't remember where I got that file from, the SignalR lib, but that's probably on me. I might have grabbed an older version. Okay. I was using tabs as 2 spaces. Yep. I strongly recommend. Open the files, ask VS to reformat all of them. Uh-oh. Some are still using 2 spaces. Complete reformat of all the documents would help. It's currently difficult to not affect the formatting of the whole file when you do a small change. Okay. I can see where that might be a problem. So here's the couple of changes that we have here in the editor config, just to define the tab width is 2. That's fine. I don't see a problem with that. And then, here's what they're talking about. Look at this. So this whole followers controller is yanked because the spacing changed. Yeah, that feels bad. That would be annoying. I'm seeing that here. Look at this in viewers controller. Here's the goal, and it's just the spacing that changes. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Ooh. That's annoying. Okay. I can see that. I can feel that. All right. And it really, there's no significant content change. Oh, here it is. So here's if the hub connection closes for some reason, try to reconnect every 5 seconds. Reconnect succeeded. Now reload the entire page. Well, if you're reconnected, do you really need to reload the entire page? I think if you weren't able to reconnect, we'd want to reload the entire page. Right? Good morning, Meat Popsicle. It's great to see you here. It feels weird saying that. I'm sorry. I think of The Fifth Element when I say that. Can you have GitHub diff ignore whitespace so you can see the change better? I don't think GitHub diff has that. I don't think there's a feature here to be able to do that. Because that would be really handy. And I don't see anything. But when I pull this down and I look at it locally, I know I can do it there. So here in the viewers, yeah, look at this. It's the same thing with the spacing. Justin Horner, thank you for hosting. I appreciate that. Wow, that's great. Over there on Mixer. Good morning, let's go Eagles. Yes, thank you. Oh, there's Jobon. I chose to reload because you might have done some view changes. Add w=1 to the URL to see the diff with whitespace ignored. I didn't know you could do that. Are you kidding? Oh my gosh. Okay. That's a great tip. Thank you so much for that one. Wow. Okay, I gotta... GitHub diff add w=1 to query string to ignore whitespace. Oh my gosh. Huge help. Yeah, I'll say that's a pro tip. Okay. So now it's a little bit clearer what changed here. Okay, so I like using the fat arrow notation here. Let's start hub, and then we start this, and then we define the on close, return start, and then we just call start hub. Okay, I'm all right with that. But so back to the discussion with Jobon. I chose to reload because you might have done some view changes. You might have done some view changes. But you're gonna try every 5 seconds, and if you do get connected, then you're going to reload. I don't know. It feels like I would want to fail. I would want to fail reconnecting after a certain amount of time, and then refresh the page so I get a full reload. Good morning, Soft Tester. Welcome. So I'm not quite sure there. Let me think about that. Right, this just feels backwards to me. Right, because when you do reconnect, right, if you're not able to reconnect, we want to force a reload of the entire page, right? So that at least we get fresh data then, right? Because we'll always get fresh data when we pull it from the server. So that's one thing. Not quite sure. let's see this. I got something over here I want to... There we go. And then finally, all right, so here's the... There was some question, some comment about the SignalR client 1.00 Alpha 2 Final Min.js. Numbering. If the WebSocket loses connection, it's probably because you restarted the container with changes, and then you don't have to reload them in OBS. That's I get that. Okay. Then you don't have to reload them in OBS. So my thinking is, if it did, if it never gets a connection, right? If we never get reconnected, right? It'll keep hammering, try and reconnect to the server, to the SignalR hub. And if we did a reload and the connection was gone, it would just disappear completely. Okay. All right. I'm good with this then. So let's look at... I'm curious as to what changed in these. Is it a significant? Oh, look at that. Oh, forget that. And then the minified one's going to be the same way. Yeah. SignalR client. So these are both the minified ones. And it's not really going to show me where the change is in the stream. Yeah. Well, these are actually... That's... Okay, hang on. So we added the specific version 1 and removed the one that doesn't have the version number in it. So I guess I'm okay with that. All right. Here we go. Cool. And thanks to everybody who retweeted about the stream out there on Twitter. I think the old SignalR client was very old. It did not have the on-close function. Oh, well, that could be a problem. All right, let's bring this in, and let's take a look at... let's do the merge. Let's see what specifically changed. Let's run PowerShell here so I get all my cool capabilities from PoshGit. And come here. All right. So I'm going to go back over to this one, and I want to do this here on the command line. And I'm going to walk through the steps here because it's a little bit tricky. I want to make sure that folks understand how to do this. Random dude, hello, good morning. Great to see you here again. So I'm going to check out what Jobun wrote. Okay. And I want to make sure I do it this way, because this way I get to see and I can actually test those changes that were written. All right. So I am going to... Come here. Give me that. And I thought I had a copy paste there I could use. Copy. Why isn't it pasting? Why you no paste? Paste. Copy. There it is. I don't know why. All right, so now I have a branch here that is those changes that were added. So let's go and pull those changes into this branch. There's the changes. So there you can see it created the specific version 1 and it removed the other one that was hanging out there. Now, just for my own curiosity, I'm going to go down into the Stream Tools project here. I like LS instead of DIR. I know I'm kind of betraying a Windows thing there. So, here we go. Let's see. I think, and double TT, what I think I was doing was I was doing a Control-C in the corner. I'm sorry, I was doing a right Control C in the browser, and it wasn't picking that up. That smidge of green screen that is showing. What green screen? Where do you see green screen showing? I think we're all right. We're seeing. See, there is right over here. Haha! And it's actually blue today because I'm wearing a green hat. So, yeah, I thought I covered it pretty well here with the lights. Let me know where you see it. I want to take a look. So for this file, I want to look in package.json because I'm actually bringing in from that package.json the client. See, there's my 100 alpha 2 final. There's the tiniest of corners showing somehow, and I can't stop focusing on it. Is it... Where is it? This one? Is it over here? You seeing it? I was seeing something, an artifact down in the corner there. I think I'm alright. Right here by my shoulder, there's a little bit. There it is. Hello! But it's behind me. I copied the file from node modules. Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to do an npm install just to make sure I have the latest version of that sitting here. Oh, dear God. This is almost as bad as you need to install an update to the Visual Studio installer to install updates to Visual Studio. npm i-g npm. Up in the right corner of the screen, there's a little triangle of blue. Oh, over here, right there. There it is. I think I got it covered. Right? Is it up there now? Look at the shadow, isn't that cool? Yep, we're good. Alright. So, look at the... Ugh. Alright, let's try this again. npm install. Up to date. Fantastic. So now let's just take a quick look at what's in that node modules. So, I just seem to notice the weirdest things. I'm sorry. No worries. No worries. Hey, it helps make me look better. Thank you. I appreciate that. So we are down in this folder, node modules, ASP.NET, SignalR client, dist. Now in the browser, right, here's all the versions. Where did I get? Ugh. Where did I get that other version? All right, I'm okay with the change here to this. So, all right, and the blue is fixed. Fantastic. All right. Let's see here. So I've actually got a spot here on the on the floor where I move my green screen into behind my chair in the office here. So this looks like I have the right version. I'm cool with the change to make sure that it's that strong numbered version. I think I may have actually removed the version number just so I didn't have to doink around with changing the version number in all of my code. Which, now that I think about it, it's not a bad idea. Right? So, to be clear, because we have that version number, and the move that was done was we grabbed the SignalR client, seeing it's got the version number burned into the JavaScript here. So one side of me says, that's a bad thing because when I go to maintain my code and I go to deploy a new version of it, I need to go and change that version number everywhere. But on the other side, part of me says, this will help with caching, right? So I'll actually get a cache purge. It should really be fixed in bundling. I agree, but we're not really doing bundling as part of this yet. So let's take a look at the project. Let's take a look at the project, and then we'll go into some of those things. There we go. We're seeing a couple more folks come online. Good morning, viewers. Here we go. And let's stretch this. Much better. All right. So the changes that were made here. There we go. Come on. Files changed. And then I'm going to use my w=1. Oh, that's so cool. All right, so if hosting, okay, so that's just a formatting thing. No big deal. 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 And that's the same. Okay, I'm fine with that. Oh, and here's where we put response cache, no storing. All right, good. And then we changed the version number of the SignalR client down here. There it is. So I have an idea how to fix this. I have an idea. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create an issue so that I remember to come back to it here, because I've got 3 pull requests to go through. Let's write a tag helper to include the SignalR script. Should read the version number from configuration or the file itself. All right. Or the file name itself. Just go find it and format it and stick it in there. So I think that's going to be pretty easy to actually do, but let me come back to that. So files changed. Be nice if there was just a switch here on screen that I could just go flick and have it turn on that white space. Ignore. All right. So there was that, and then here's those changes for the on close. Okay, I'm good with that. And just make sure that it runs. And then we'll merge, and we'll move on from there. Okay. Followers goal. And I'll just grab one of these sample ones with the blend. Looks good to me. Let's make sure that things are looking here. Acting Amoeba, welcome. And good morning, Steve. Good to see you too. Yeah, he's so excited, Steve is. But Acting Amoeba, thank you for joining us. And looks like it's connecting and working fine. So I'm going to merge this. I'm going to accept this change. Right? So I could do that here. What's my diff here? What am I? Package JSON. What changed in package JSON? I didn't touch it. Oh, it's stupid. 24 left to the goal. That's right, check digits. Go tell your friends we are 24 followers away. Everybody go click follow, and we'll host that 8-hour stream. So I didn't need to make any changes. I'm good with how things are structured here. But there was a comment in the conversation about to reformat of all the docs to make sure that everything is using tabs instead of spaces, the way that I'm trying to do things standardly here. See, I've got things like this. I have mixed tabs and spaces. Tabify. Right? There we go. Let me stop that. So, how can we go through and force tabs on everything? Right? I don't think there's a format all documents. Right? Is there something? Reformat all. Reformat all, let's say Visual Studio, and you can't see what I'm typing there. My apologies. And we want to say tabs. Format the source code. There we go. And it is tab format. How can I change it? Edit advanced, untabify selected lines. Yeah, but I think that's right. If I go edit, advanced, right, there's tabify. Yeah, I would have to go through every file. Let's see. Is there anything else? All languages. Tabs, current. Forces tab indenting, formatting elements. When reformatting a document, reformat your whole code in one step. Let's see. I use cleanup C# extension a lot. Do tell. No, that's not what I want. Let's see. There was an extension you said called cleanup C#. Let's see. Code cracker, clean solution. Clean up the solution the next time you open it. Closes open documents, blah, blah, blah. No. Is it one word, cleanup? No. Let me go back to this. That uses Roslyn to... No. Magical C# from Ozcode. Clean solution. Let's see. C# code analyzer. Zip component. Why is that a Visual Studio extension? Linebot. No. Email validator. This feels like... Ugh. No, I don't see. JSON to C# file generator. That actually comes with... That's actually in Visual Studio. Let's see here. Namespace fixer. You know what? Let's see if we can just find something called tab that has tab. Tidy C#. Really? What do we got here? Clean up your C# code. Tell me some more information. Close all open windows, right-click on a C# file, folder, project, or even the whole solution. Select Cleanup C#. In the pop-up window, select the cleanup actions you're interested in. Normalizing white spaces. Nice. Blank line between... Hey! Well, I'm only interested right now in doing tabs and spaces. Let's give this a shot. This looks pretty good here. I'm gonna copy this down and put it into my notes. And my apologies. I meant to get a wrap-up blog post out there for the past 2 days, and I have just been underwater trying to get stuff done. So let's install this. Changes will be scheduled, blah, 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 blah. All right, fine. And go do the update. Here we go. This isn't a virus, right? We're going to be all right with this. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to put a quick tweet out there about 24 viewers to go. 24 followers to go. Join me on the live stream at Twitch TV, C# Fritz, or Mixer.com, C# Fritz, and click follow. After 24 more followers, I'll host an 8-hour ASP.NET Core workshop on stream. There we go. Tweet out there. All right, so now we have that installed. Let's go back and reload our project. There it is. Let's see. Corp fixed mix tabs, which is a productivity power tool, does the same thing. The fixed mix tabs only does it in a single file. I can't do it across the entire thing. See, there it is. You have mixed tabs and spaces. Tabify. Right? Save. And if I close that, that was the follower goal configuration. Right? So let me close this. And if I look up follower goal configuration, looks good, no tabs and spaces. But if I right click here, I can say clean up C#, and that Tabify isn't here, right? If I look at my options for, let's see, where are we? Productivity power tools, general. Say, I don't think it's here. Yeah, the custom document. Well, I'm not a fan of this thing at all. So, Geeks productivity tools. I have no idea what that is. Let me go back to, where is it? Text editor. All languages. Tabs. 2, and we should be keeping tabs. So now I'm going to do the cleanup C#. It is strongly recommended you close all open windows before starting this process. Holy crow. Look at this thing. All right. Let's close all open windows. Try that again. Cleanup C#. All right. Normalize white spaces. Here we go. Remove unnecessary. I don't want to do any of those. Smart methods to expression bodied. I don't want to do that. I don't want that. Convert traditional properties to auto. I don't want to do that. I don't want to make any other modifications right now. No, 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 no. No, I don't want to make that change. All right. No braces for short blocks. No, I don't want to make that change. Blank line between the brace and the next statement. Sure. Blank line between methods. Yes. Trim the file. Sure. Space before comment text. Yeah, I like that. No blank lines immediately after. No, I do want blank lines immediately after those. Duplicate blank lines between usings. Hey, don't make that change. Don't make these changes. I don't like those. Now, normalize white spaces. I don't see it actually doing anything with the tabs. This will trigger the mother of all commits. We'll see. Let's see what it changes. We're going. Let's see what it changes. Did it finish? Is it done? I think it's done. Let's. 18 changes. Tez Hughes, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Cool. Here we go. All right. So let's see. Get status. Let's see what's changed. Oh my gosh, it's the mother of all changes. Right? Did I get that right? So let's take a look at program CS here, just to see one of the files that was changed. And I'm not getting the little doodad up at the top here. Told you. Oh, and it deleted your comments there. Be careful, that Nightbot will get aggressive. Nightbot in the Twitch chat has a couple of commands that you can trigger. If you do a bang commands there, you can get information about the Discord server or what I'm working on. So I'm going to commit this change, right? I'm assuming that everything still compiles. Of course, everything still compiles. There, build succeeded, it's reported. So I'm going to commit, I'm going to add this as a final commit to this. normalized spaces. So that one came from me, and now I'll merge this. Is something like this solved by a shared editor config? It should be, but I had a bunch of files out there that weren't, they were still mixed, and Visual Studio wasn't picking up and reporting them as a problem. All right, so I'm going to do the last step of this commit here. All right, so I checked out and I pulled that in there. I'm going to check out my dev branch and then merge these changes into it. So now I'm in my dev branch here locally. I'm going to merge in those changes from this pull request. There it is. And then let's push it. There we go. And this should actually say, yep, merged commit. And I'll close the pull request. Cool. Thanks for the contribution. Fantastic. There we go. One down. Terrific. Next one talks about adding a mock service. This is from Bruno. All right. So let's take a look at this one. Now, this was something I was talking about with our friend Sarah. And the problem here is, and what I'm trying to address, and in issue 20 here, is that not everyone has access to the streaming services that I have this application wired up to. So Twitch and Mixer, if you're doing UI development, you need to have an account in order to be able to make those services start delivering data, and you can see that data as you're building the user interface. So the idea here was, let's just put a fake service out there that we can look at and we can work with and kind of force some of those numbers in. So let's see here. Follower count by service. Did we... I don't... Oh, look at that. Now here's the new mock service that Bruno created for us. And it's just got some... looks like some fake numbers here. Yeah, pulling in from a configuration. So you can have your configuration of what you want the mock service to look like, right? So that it's kind of hanging out there and it's providing some fake numbers for us. So what's the viewer update do? Oh, it just increments the number of viewers. That's neat. All right. And then it looks like we just changed around that a little bit. That simplifies, make things easier. Fine. And then configure services, configure mock. Okay, so if it says turn on the mocking service, then it adds the mocking service to that. That makes sense. So let's take a look at this one. Let's pull this one down and see what we can do about working with this. All right, so there's the pull request. So I'm going to go back over to my command line. I'm going to get rid of my other branch that I had out here for JBDK. Tab completion there. So we can now start bringing in and looking at Bruno's changes. So let's copy this. And then we'll pull in those changes. Come here. Nope. For some reason, Control-C isn't working in Firefox. That's interesting. All right. Now let's go over to Visual Studio. Now we'll see our changes over here. Oh, I have a feeling we're going to see some tab issues back and forth again. Let's do that same thing with that cleanup of C#. Let's see. Interesting that Nightbot deleted all my comments when the only words in caps were the told you line. Yeah, I think Nightbot was a little vicious there. Not cool, Nightbot. Alright, so 25 files this time. Oh, brother. Yeah, look at all that nonsense. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I will normalize white space. Okay. Now, the changes were made around... Right, so the current viewers, I'm alright with that. Right? Current viewers... CSHTML, this one. Oops. That one. There it is. Where did it go? Follower count by service. Let's take a look at that thing. Yeah, so that's just selecting back this. No, that this was a problem that we fixed last time, and Bruno's inadvertently brought it back in. This should be viewer count by service because this is current viewers. So we want to make sure we don't inadvertently roll back a fix. So I think that is now, I think that's now correct. Cool. All right. What else do we have here? So there's the mock service. I want to take a look at the mock service, and I'm not thrilled with the name mock service because this is a concrete object. It's not something that we've conjured just for the purposes of unit testing. I'd prefer to call this fake service, right? The difference between a fake and a mock is something concrete that's actually written and sitting out here, and it's trying to behave normally, right? And I'm tempted, I'm torn between fake and stub actually, but I think I want to use fake is what I'd like to use for this. Where's Brendan? Brendan, are you out there? Let me know. What do you think? Should we use fake, stub, or mock to refer to this service here? Brendan does a lot of work with unit testing. And I'm curious which way would be the recommended way to name this. +1 for fake. Okay, so fake is leading 1 to nothing to nothing. 2 for fake. All right. Is Brendan still out there? Brendan! 3 for fake. All right, you know what? We're going to fake. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do an F2 on this. What do you mean unexpected null? That's Visual Studio doing that. That feels bad. Rename. And it doesn't let me rename. Where did that go? I broke my Visual Studio. Why won't it let me rename that, huh? Let's come over here, rename. Alright, so it'll let me do that. You're renaming a file, renaming the project all references to the code element. Sure, go ahead and do it. I think it did it. I'm going to rename this from mock to fake. And let's just do a Control-H and find mock. Replace with fake. So let's step through it. We'll replace it in all of these places. That's fine. Looks like I caught them all. Just do one more search for mock. Nope, can't find it. Good. I think it might be the new extension. Oh, look at this. Rider for the win. Rider's nice. Rider's was built off of, oh my gosh, ReSharper, which was built to be refactoring first, where Visual Studio is just getting some of these refactoring capabilities. Just to test and see what it is, I'm going to go find this and just click disable on this one. And let's save, and let's reopen it again here. Just to see if it was the extension. and it's really fast. It's also not got a bunch of baggage hanging around it. Chat on Model 554. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. And good morning, Steve. It's good to see you, too. How'd the Clippers do last night, Steve? Huh? How are your Clippers? They're hosting the All-Star game, Steve. Good for you. Everybody gets a Surface who attends? Is that right? Everybody who attends the All-Star game? How many Kardashians are you going to have courtside for the All-Star game? I'm going to be counting. Kidding. Totally kidding. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So let's see what happens if I do Control-RR here. And it lets me do the rename. I hate to say it, Joe Bun, but I think the tidy C# is interfering with that feature. Alright, so I've renamed it to Fake Service. I need to make sure that I also have in my app settings. Right, so we added... Oh, it's not actually in the default app settings here. Try F2? Alright, we'll try F2. Here we go, F2. That works. So, that works okay there. Let's see here. So these default settings for the different features here, I want to make sure they're in my default app settings so that people can see it and figure out how to use it. So let's do this. I'm going to add another service here called Fake, because that's the way it was named. All right. And what are the different new vertical? There we go. Now I can see them side by side. All right. So we have current follower count. And I'm just going to put some bogus values here to start. Current viewer count. Once again, bogus number. Update viewers interval. I don't know. And update followers. Oops. And I feel like I'm going to need some documentation around this. Let's see here. So let's make this 30,000, if those are milliseconds. Let's see how it uses those. So it grabs those, puts them into these values, set up viewer update timer, set up follower update timer. All right, so let's see what this is. So I just did an F12 to jump down into that. Oh, let's see how bad Karnak is going to fail for us today. So update viewers interval equals, if it is the default, return. Okay. New timer, if number of viewers is greater than or equal to 100, I wish. Number of viewers equals 1. Oh, so it resets the viewer count. Okay. So, right, this is a new timer. So it delays 5 seconds, and then the period, and I believe the period, isn't that in milliseconds? Yeah, in milliseconds. Okay. So the update viewers interval is in milliseconds, so I'm updating that every 5 seconds. You know, let's push that to every 15 seconds. All right, update followers interval. Well, wait a sec. Set up viewer update timer, and it says new followers. This should probably be new viewers. Yeah. Okay. Here, so it looks like Bruno just did a straight copy of some of these things here. Set up follower update timer, so number of followers, and then it's the same thing. Update followers interval. All right. So that's not too bad. I'm okay with that. So now I have a way to initialize and have a service out there that folks can develop with to build user interface. The last piece here was in the startup. Was it in startup or was it in the startups? I think it was actually in configure services, where he was deciding whether or not to configure the fake. I'm going to rename this to configure fake. And let's go find that one. There it is. So here it's stream services, fake, and I don't want to call it switch. Let's call it enabled. Let's do a bool parse on that. Right? Bool parse. And actually, let's even do a try parse. Yeah. Come here. Var enabled equals right? Bool enabled equals false. If we are able to parse that, then we're going to go out into enabled. And then we'll just say if not enabled, return. Yeah, there we go. And I can get rid of some of these. That's fine. Could you use pattern matching instead? Oh, that's not a bad idea. What am I using to display keystrokes? Justin, I'm using a tool called Karnak, which I think Joban will tell you it's extremely reliable. It's going to die in about 15 minutes here, if we get that far. And it might be because I'm actually remoted into another machine here, and it might be tripping out with how I'm not actually connected to a display. So I could use pattern matching, right? Well, wait. No, it would if I did. Hang on here. How would you do pattern matching on this?
Developers.
Open window. Welcome. I appreciate the follow. And how's it going, Steve? It's been all of what, 10 minutes since we last saw you, Steve? So we're doing a bool try parse. I could initialize the out variable, right? That's not pattern matching, right? If I said out bool enabled, no, it wants me to use the var. That's fine, right? That's not pattern matching. What's it? I need an extra deal here. There we go. That's declaring output variables, but that is a C# 7.1 feature. So, yeah, there we go. Cool. Thank you, J Rosegard. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So that makes that a little bit simpler there. I wonder why that's not. What, I gotta flick it faster? Come on now. Oh, there's a 15.5.4 available. Show you. Vertical. There's why Karnak's a little bit unreliable. Vertical separator doesn't always move. No. I'm not going to go searching any further than that. Ugh. I'm just going to call and yell at somebody on Monday. Remster on Twitter. Cool, thank you for the tweet there. I appreciate the support. Alright. Why is it giving me a thing here? Add braces. No, we're not going to. That's a fine place to omit braces. I wish I could say use braces unless we have a single line there. If I've learned nothing else, it's that Karnak crashes a lot. Yeah, it does. It does. Alright, so I think that's fine. And now I should be able to start and not include any services and actually say enable this. And it was with the enabled flag here. So I should be able to say true. Right? And it should use, yeah, it should use this instead. Right. Now if I run it here, it's going to pick up my user secrets and use those. But if I run it with, if I run it using my, oh, okay, hang on. The only Sycan, is that how you say that? Sycan? Your service defaults on if parser fails. Oh, it'll default to running. You're right. You're right. So if it doesn't parse it, then I still want to return. Unable to parse the value. By default, disable the fake service. Cool. Thank you. Good catch. Alright, now I've still got a blue here. Fine. Fine. They're my rules. Alright. Exit now. We are not enabling the service. Alright. So now if I run this against my Docker container where I don't have my configuration, I should be able to see that it's running my fake service. So let's see how that looks. Come on. Let's see. So I changed it to Docker Compose. What's it doing down here? There it is, Docker build. Uh-oh. Build errors. No, don't keep running it. Require Docker to be running. It's not running? Oh, it crashed. Let's restart Docker. Here it comes. Come on, Docker. You can't see it. It's down here. It's hiding behind the gray bar. Come on. Settings. There we go. Docker is starting. See it there? I'm running a stable version. So stable. So stable. Fantastic. Try this one more time. On every update of Docker, it breaks for me. The brittleness of the Docker for Windows is a little bit, it's a little bit scary sometimes for me. All right, let's see here. Look at that. So I've already got my log information, new followers on fake, and it's already incrementing and it's already doing its thing there. But why didn't it launch my browser yet? Know what I mean? I mean, it's listening there. Come on. It's running. Yeah. Launch my browser here, friend. Have I done something to anger you?
Developers.
Sobbing Jeans 985. Thank you for the follow. Think I'm going to stop updating it. I feel similarly. I actually get choked up before I go on stage to give a more structured, prepared, scripted presentation. I stop Windows updates, Docker updates, and I lock in on here it is working. don't change anything. True story, the boss, Scott Hunter, when he gets his builds all set up for all of his demos that he does for the build conference, he actually locks down that laptop and blocks all Windows updates, all updates to anything on it, Visual Studio, everything, so that as he gives demos to customers and at other events, it's the same exact state, frozen in time, which you should be able to do with things that are in a Docker container, but all right, let me restart this and let's see if it actually starts this time. See if we get the browser to pop open. You can open a browser? The only site can. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, look at that. You picked up a bug that I was inadvertently making. And thank you for the host, Chris. That's Space Shot. Chris, thank you over there on Mixer. Could you move the bang enabled up to the if statement? Oh, you might have turned show web browser. Deaky. Oh my gosh. It's a follow party here. Thank you, Deaky. This is great. Thank you. We are at look at the follow bar. 482. 18 to go. And is that Zisa? Thank you. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Steve, good to see you're hanging around for us. Always a pleasure, Steve. Let's check. I don't think the project settings would have carried that along about not opening the browser. Debugger to launch Docker. Yeah. Come on now. Launch browser, yes. So why isn't it launching my browser? Faceted Worlds with the follow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, this is great. Love seeing fellow devs streaming on Mixer. I'm on Mixer, I'm on Twitch. I want to make sure that no matter where you are, you can jump on here. So, oh my gosh, 484. So why aren't we launching the browser? And here's the thing that gets me. It's not even trying. You know? So let's do this. Since I happen to know my way around here a little bit. Let's say Docker PS. Let's see what's running. There it is, and it's listening on 327768. So I should be able to copy that. Come back over here. Go localhost that. Oh. Why am I not getting through? Right, localhost 327768. Oh, wait. Right? Nope. Docker logs A39. Let's see what's in there. Nothing. That feels weird. So exciting I can't type. Let's not forget that I'll be speaking at the Philly.net user group. Yes! Next week I'll be speaking. That'll be an actual, structured presentation. Something that I've planned. Not like here where we're just, coding together and figuring things out live and breaking things. So welcome to the new followers. I really appreciate you joining me here. This is weird, though, how Docker isn't starting up properly here for me. Let's get rid of this one. Let's force it to rerun the whole shebang here for me. So I'm going to close that and let's restart this. Kind of force Visual Studio to rebuild the whole enchilada, as it were. I love Mexican food. Yeah, application started, but I didn't get a browser. What have I done? There it is, up for 20-some seconds, 32,769, and it's pointed over at 80. But this is my localhost 32,769. So let's copy that. Localhost 32,769. There it is, waiting for localhost. There, we got connected this time. There it is. All right. So now if I go to followers, goal 500. Sure, this one. Now that's forcing a number in there. So I'm going to change this to, let's make this 800 wide. I'm not going to specify a current. That's a test thing. Yeah, look at that. Sure. So that number will just automatically increment for us. Yep. So 13, and then we should see that number just go up by 1, right? Because I said, what was it, 15 seconds or something? Come on. Let me see that increment. There it goes. All right. So that's cool. I think we've got a good fake service then that we can use for testing and developing. So I'm going to stop this now. And now let's merge in all those changes that we went through and worked on. So it's fake service over here. So let's add services, fake service, and let's say renamed to fake service and cleaned up some text. There we go. Now I'm pretty good with those changes. So the final steps to actually do this merge here on GitHub is I'm going to check out that branch that I was working in. I'm going to merge no fast forward into it. So let's do that. Good. And we'll do the merge. Cool. And now we'll push that up. So now my unit tests branch is updated with this new mock service and the capabilities of it. Thanks for the contribution. I renamed mock service to fake service to more accurately to reflect a preference for concrete classes to be called fake and reflection generated classes to be called mock. Bruno's not here today. He if you look in the Discord, he's got some sick family members that he's taking care of. So, but if you're watching the recording here, Bruno, thanks so much for the contribution. I really appreciate it, and it's going to be really good for our folks who are testing and trying to contribute. So the last one we have here is to use AutoFixture to implement setup for our unit tests. And this is from Staker4. Staker is, let's see, Raymond Tiefengraber from Canada. Thank you, Raymond. I appreciate your contribution if you're out there watching. We have a couple conflicts here we're going to need to resolve, so we're absolutely going to have to check this out and do the merge. So let's... Oh, and he actually created a unit tests AutoFixture branch. Oh, that's where he is. Okay, got it. And he's trying to merge into my feature unit test branch. Okay, this is going to take a little bit more work. Before I get into this one, I think I wanted to go push that NuGet package for configuration builders. Nah, we'll come back to that. We'll do that next. Let's stay here in Stream Tools so I'm not doing too much context switching. All right, so this is AutoFixture. Now, AutoFixture is a feature, is a library that'll help to automatically generate objects for you so that you don't have to use as much mocking, right? It automatically generates some classes and inject them into your unit tests for you as part of the testing process. Now, I've never used AutoFixture before, so I'm really interested in seeing what Raymond put together here for us and learning a little bit about AutoFixture. So let's get started. I'm going to start off by deleting that branch from Bruno. All right, and now let's go and start pulling this, since we have some conflicts we also need to resolve. Let's start pulling this into its own branch. that we can use. Can I just click that? Will that just work? Hey, that was pretty cool. Automatic merge failed. Fix commits and then commit the result. All right, let's see where we've got a issue here. Both modified. Stream service, Twitch service in the test project. Okay. So let's go down into test, services. What? Oh, it's up one. Services, let's start there. Right now, if I do a git status, I should see that I'm right where I want to be. Now, I like to resolve my conflicts using Visual Studio Code because it has a great visualizer for us to be able to look at what's changed and be able to resolve them. And I mean, I get this great highlight already with the C indicator here that says that both were modified, and there's a conflict in here we need to resolve. So, and I mean, here it is right off the bat. Should count separately was the original name of this method, and the change that's been submitted here is it's the same name, but it's receiving these two parameters, an iStream service, two iStream services. So these are the things that I was arranging, but they're now, we're using a theory, and we're auto mock stream service with name and count. So I think I want the incoming change. And I'm really curious to see how this works. I want to dig into this a little bit and find out how this works. Now, I know theory is an XUnit attribute that says, hey, there's something that we need to insert into the input parameters for this method. So go find them somewhere. And I'm guessing that this is coming from, see, I don't see it here, from AutoFixture to generate what these two things are. But I'm curious where they're coming from. Let's take a look at this other conflict over here. So same thing here. We changed from a fact to a theory and auto mock stream service with name and count. So I want the incoming change, and that looks right there too. And then the other one was over here in Twitch service, right? So these things should all be resolved. Good. Oh. Yeah. On new follower. Here it is. So looks like I've got two modifications we need to check here. All right, the first one is I have, well, look at this. So I have new followers count. I'm creating followers here and creating on new follower detected args. But check it out. The update here, auto mock data, and it's it's injecting that information. So the incoming change is, we don't need these lines, yank it. I like it. I like simplifying. Less code is easier code to manage. Hello, there's somebody who just joined us there on Twitch. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read those characters. My apologies. But welcome. So let's see here. So this one is assert equal args new followers count. Oh, okay. So we're receiving arguments that have the new follower count instead of trying to reach into that other object. So I think we need the incoming change here as well. And that looks all resolved. All right. So I think we've resolved all the conflicts. So let's git add stream service. Yep, follower count. And I don't want to add the other one. I want to add, yep. And then let's git add Twitch service. That's a cool diff add-on. That is, so let me show you. I believe it's part of just Visual Studio Code. Because I don't think, yeah, I think that's just what comes with Visual Studio Code now. Because I didn't add anything to get that diff. Markdown theme, Markdown lint, mono debugger, npm, PowerShell. Yeah. I wonder if Rider has something similar. Don't know, But this is Visual Studio Code. It's free. It's open source. If you like it, the source code's out there somewhere. You'll be able to grab it and use it if you'd like. So I've got those changes all in place, and now they're all staged here to be merged into my branch. So let's just commit am completed merge. Okay, so now let's take a look at this code in full Visual Studio, and let's see if we can learn a little bit more about what's going on here, because I'm really interested. So here's AutoFixture now added into the mix. I need to make sure that I download and get a copy of that. So I'm going to rebuild solution. Now, when Visual Studio 2017 does a build, it will do the restore of packages for me. There you go. You can see it. It updated them over here. So all my warning flags went away. I like VS Code. I like Rider, though. Works a little nicer with monogame. Okay. Hey, you know what? It's great to have choices and not be confined to one set of tools. You're more than welcome to use what you like. So, all right. So it looks like all my tests are still here okay. Oh, and somebody wrote a... Oh, no, this is... That's not one that I'm particularly tied up in yet. Here, let's run all the tests, make sure everything runs, and we get all greens here. Here we go. Looks good, and I have the one ignore down there. That's okay. All right. Now I want to learn a little bit more about what's going on here. What were these changes that AutoFixture brought that are kind of cool? Right, so there's auto mock stream service with name and count. So I'm going to grab this, and I want to look up AutoFixture and that, so we can learn a little bit about how to do this. Come on now, find that thing. It's not here. AutoFixture auto mock. Right, so this, right, is that the one that we brought in? NuGet, AutoFixture with auto mock, and for XUnit too. Okay. So let's learn a little bit about this. Right, maintainable unit tests faster. AutoFixture makes it easier for developers to do test-driven development by automating non-relevant test fixture setup. Okay, so we're trying to eliminate the arrange step. Jump right to cheat sheet if you want to see some code samples right away. Not just yet. AutoFixture is designed to make TDD more productive, unit tests more refactoring safe. Good. It does so by removing the need for hand-coding anonymous variables as part of a fixture's setup phase. Among other features, it offers a generic implementation of the test data builder platform. Pattern. All right. I think it's an attribute he wrote. It's a customization for AutoFixture. Oh, okay. Hey, there's Staker. Let's see here. So it can help by creating anonymous variables. Here's a simple example. So instead of saying, so fixture equals new fixture, fixture create this, fixture create that, echo this. Okay. It also illustrates how AutoFixture can be used as a SUT, a subject under test factory, that creates the actual system under test, the MyClass instance. Given the right combination of unit testing framework and extensions, we can further reduce it to be more declarative. And it's auto data, so it's just passing those in. So here's what I'm curious about. So expected number, so it's just going to generate some sort of a number. But how does it know what this is? I could, in the chat room, I guess you could also use AutoFixture to create the fixture create stream service and use AutoFixture AutoMock NuGet package for creating the dependencies. Don't want to always autofill all properties for all mocks, so made it explicit. All right, let's go back over here. Let's see. Okay, so this is something... Where's that coming from? AutoMock. So these are the new pieces you added here. AutoMock data attribute. AutoMock stream service with name and count. So we're saying base, new fixture, customize, composite customization, new AutoMock stream service with name and count customization, new AutoMock customization. Okay, so that's these down here. Amandai 1011. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. So these are. I'm not quite sure. Okay, here we go. AutoMock stream service name with count, name and count customization. Okay, so you have a specimen builder that's being added. Okay, iSpecimen context. A context used to create anonymous variables. Okay. Type as equals request type. If type is null and type does not equal iStream service. Welcome. I appreciate the follow. Okay, so, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to read your name, but welcome. I appreciate the follow. Okay. So new fixture, new mock. Okay, so the mock, that's right, that's our mock queue. Mock. Okay, so new mock for the stream service instead of saying creating that. Let's see here. Setup get returns fixture create an integer. Okay, fixture create another integer. So these are just generating random numbers, right? And then setup get the name returns some string. Okay, and then you're just returning that object. So this is how you're creating a stream service. Okay. And then AutoMock stream service with name and count attribute. Okay, so you're just so this is that other one. Right, let's see if can I get this to collapse up a little bit? Right. You're not going to scroll over for me, are you, Visual Studio? Okay. So, all right. And then your AutoMock is just saying new AutoMock customization. So now base fixture, I'm not actually checking the use of these things, so it's not that tough yet. Let's see, this looks pretty nice. I've always wanted to get in and try TDD, but I just can't get into it. I tend to just drop the unit test partway in to a project. Yeah, I've run into that also, right? There's a certain amount of unit tests that you get into and you think, I'm comfortable with this is enough. I see unit tests as an insurance policy. I also see it as a way to pin features, so as I'm refactoring, I'm not breaking things. All right, so you added these attributes that we're now referencing over here. Excuse me. So that where it sees an iStream service, right? So as it's requesting this, what's it do with this context here? Does it do anything with the context? It doesn't. Okay. So if the test is requesting an iStream service attribute, input parameter, then go create one with these default objects here. So what you've done is you've effectively taken all of my arrange statements and put them in one place here, so that whenever I need a stream service, you can just decorate with this attribute, declare that, and it'll just create and drop it in. That's pretty cool. So now my tests become very simple tests to make sure that this has been calculated and laid out properly. That's not bad. Okay, I get it. I'm following it. All right, so now Remster 85. Thank you for the follow. Oh my gosh, are we still at 485, or am I waiting for that number to change? Mr. Pants. There's a candidate for there's a candidate for handle of the day. Welcome, Mr. Pants. And oh, look at that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking over here in the Twitch chat room, and I can see the Americanized version of your name is Revizi. Welcome. Thank you. I'm my apologies if I should have seen that. Gotta go. Catch you later on YouTube. Happy to see you're looking at the code. Thank you for suggesting it. I'm always interested in learning new things. This looks like a neat tool to help automate some of that arrange block. And I like how you've explicitly, as part of that commit, cleared out the arrange block. That was really helpful to show me the benefit of trying out AutoFixture. So thank you for it. Yes, Rivisi, that's I thought that Steve's presence would make developers smile. So 13 followers to go. Oh my gosh, we might be doing this workshop sooner than I thought. Okay, and I'm trying to reach out. I'm trying to recruit some of my friends in the .NET speaker community to join me for a little bit of it, because an 8-hour workshop, that's a long time, and on stream there's a lot going on here that I want to make sure I'm answering your questions. And I think pair programming with some of those friends during the stream will be beneficial to everybody. So, and I think I might be able to get a special guest or two to join. We'll see. All right. So I really like seeing how AutoFixture has allowed me to completely drop some of these. And what was that other one? I think it was on new follower over here. Oh, here we go. So on auto mock data. So this one is really just saying, give me a new block of this. Yes, Revisi. It's going to be ASP.NET Core. It's going to be intro to ASP.NET Core. So soup to nuts, we'll build an application here live on stream. A little bit of Entity Framework, a little bit of Angular, a little bit of Web API, and I'm not gonna be locked into just Windows, right? I'll try and bounce over to my Mac. I'll try and use a little bit of Linux, so that folks can see that you can use all of these different tools to build and work with your ASP.NET Core application. So. But it's going to be a different workshop than what you may see me do at Dev Intersection or Build or Ignite. I'm actually going to be based significantly on my book and the ASP Travelers website that we build throughout that book. So there we go. So this is just generating simple objects of whatever type. So while we're doing these things here, so I guess it's just doing a mock I configuration, mock logger factory. So let me see here. I've got one author, one change here. I should be able to see that change here, right? And if I click into this one, haha, Visual Studio shows me here's what changed. So, right, that should set current follower count. Let's see. Oh, cool. All right, looks like Remster also followed me on YouTube. Thank you. For those of you that don't know, if you need to leave early, if you want to see more of this, I archive all these videos off to YouTube, so you can check out if you want to see something else that we finished over there. So this is the diff that comes with Visual Studio, and I can see here's everything that was moved and changed. So should set current follower count, where I was just setting up random numbers here and lobbing those in to a configuration object and a logger factory, and then checking some other things down here. It's all simplified and removed. Wow. Okay. This is pretty cool. Alright. And then on new followers detected, instead of it going null my args. Okay, they changed the name of the incoming argument here. Right, and so should raise event properly is now receiving those things that I was setting up in my arrange, where I had my args, and he just renamed it to args. So we needed to rename the property down here. That's really cool. Okay. I like it. All right. That's really neat. What was that? I heard somebody on Mixer. I thought I just heard somebody reference me. What book did I mention? What book did I mention? Did I mention a book? You're Chris, you're serving up meatballs here for me to hit out of the park here. Yes, there's replays of the stream on YouTube. Gosh. There we go. This book? My book? Look at that, because I have a blue screen, the blue text. Look at that, you can see through it. That's kind of cool. So this is my new book. It's got a couple. It's based on ASP.NET Core 1.1, but everything that you learn in the book about ASP.NET Core, it does apply to ASP.NET Core 2.0. There's new things that are happening in that, and I'm already trying to get the folks talking about what we're going to do for the 2.0 book. So here's what I'm going to do. If Mixer wants to show notifications, sure, I'll let you show notifications. Not only can you find the book there on Amazon, yay, it looks like I'm reaching into Visual Studio's editor. Look at this, it's in the code. Let me pull this right out of Visual Studio. No. If you're in the Philadelphia area and you're going to be attending the Philly.net user group next week, it'll be Wednesday night. We'll be streaming that on Mixer. I'll host it over here on my stream, so that if you can't find the Philly.net group, but you can find it here on Mixer, you'll be able to watch it there. I won't be able to syndicate over to Twitch. So what I'm unless I don't know, Chris, if you guys are going to try restream so you can put it to Twitch and Mixer, in which case I'll syndicate on both. I'll host on both. But if you're going to go to the Philly.net meeting, I might bring a book or two to give away to attendees. Yep, Wednesday at 5:30? 5:30? Okay, whenever. All right. So that was really cool how AutoFixture is dramatically simplifying these unit tests, and they all still run really well for us. So let's commit this. Let's get this pushed into the mix here, because I want to make sure that it's available going forward. So the last couple things, not that one, this one. So I fixed those. So let me go back over and let's merge all of these changes. There we go. Run. Pushing it up. Looks good. Now I can get rid of that other branch. Right, and that was called Staker 4. We'll just tab complete, because PoshGit gives me the ability to tab complete those things. We tend to get into the sessions between 5:45 and 6. And I think I am second. I'm pretty sure I'm second. And that's in U.S. Eastern Time. Right. UTC -5 for those of you who are overseas. So that might be a little bit later in the evening, even overnight for folks like Joban who are out there. And you're in Denmark, aren't you? So you're 6 up on me. It's about almost 6 p.m. for you, right? All right. So pushed in those changes. And now my unit tests are all ready to go here. Thanks for the contribution. I really appreciate it. And I think we'll use more AutoFixture in the future. Fix that. Cool. All right. So that was all of the pull requests we received. I think. Oh, here. Let's see. Replay will be available on the Philly.net YouTube channel. Do I ever get into Identity Core Framework in my live streams? I'd love to learn more about claims policies and how that works within Core. I'm not working with a project right now that has security built into it, but that is a topic that I get into extensively in the workshop, so I'll cover it then. I think we need to figure out a good time to get into something with security. I did have somebody on Twitter, Jojo Maymay. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. I think I did have a question on Twitter. Somebody was asking me if I could write a CMS on stream. That's a lot to build a content management system. Some of my projects here go on for, we get done a little piece of functionality each time, and it's kind of building on each other. But to build a whole CMS on stream, that's a lot. But if that's something that folks were interested in, if we build a Fritz CMS that supported Markdown and allowed you to build and edit some content, almost like a wiki, like a Fritz wiki, with permissions and capabilities. Fork Umbraco. There we go, Jay Roseguard. That's what I need to do. We're going to go Fork Umbraco. No. That's a lot. I wouldn't have a problem writing a couple of simple features and then, laying something out there for us as a community to talk about. Fricky.net. Oh, I get it. Fritz Wiki. Fritz.umbraco. No. No. And so the thing that I have, the issue that I see with Umbraco and trying to fork that is it's huge. It's huge. I'd want to build something a little bit simpler. Fritzco. No, Fritz Wiki I could see, but that's a lot. That's a lot. But building a wiki with ASP.NET Core that ran in a Docker container, that might be a fun little project for us to try and see what we can come up with. Let's add it as a project idea. Fritz Wiki. Simple CMS with Markdown support and simple security. Added Fritz Wiki. There we go. So, and these are ideas for other projects that I might like to get into in the weeks ahead. I think there's some interesting things that we need to take a look at. I think one of Damian Edwards' people on the core team writes a CMS. They write... I know this. Oh my gosh. It is... Not EpiServer, not Umbraco. Oh my gosh. ASP.NET Core, and they use it to demonstrate Orchard. That's it. Thank you. They use it to demonstrate some of the localization things, and he actually uses it as a bit of the features for feature testing some of these things. So that's kind of cool. But I wouldn't have a problem if we wanted to just see what it's like and write something here, just so we get a little bit of that experience. I do like this idea here. After seeing how aggressive Nightbot is with some of the moderation, this might be interesting to do. And the Roslyn analyzers, I have some friends on the Roslyn team that I would love to get to help build some of this. So, all right, let's go back over here. So I want to write a quick tag helper to include that SignalR script and find that appropriate version number. Make sure I include and reference the right version number. And you know what? We merged this PR, and we now have a fake service. Thanks. Come on. sure we give some credit there. All right. Let's take a look at writing a simple tag helper to do this, and then we'll get into publishing that that NuGet package. So if you haven't seen how to write a tag helper before, a tag helper is it's a class in ASP.NET Core that will generate and deliver HTML or just content inside of a Razor page or a Razor view to your visitors. So I'm going to add a new folder here for tag helpers. There we go. Tag helpers. All right. And I'm going to add a class. And should be able to go down here. Razor tag helper. Now, tag helpers have a if you end with the word tag helper, whatever you by default put in front of that is the tag name, the element name that you can use to trigger that tag helper. So I'm going to call this SignalR tag helper. Actually, let's make it lowercase. Although we don't want to confuse some of that. And just to complete this, let's put that there. Get rid of this. All right. What did I do? All right. So now we have a process statement here that takes in the context. The context is, where am I located on the page? What information do I know about the page that I'm going to be processing? And output is where we're going to be writing this out to. Now, in order for this to be usable, I need to update my view imports page, right? So view imports is a collection of using statements, add tag helper statements that automatically get added to the top of every Razor sheet, every CSHTML file before we actually start using it. So I'm going to say add tag helper, and then I specify, if I remember correctly, it's the assembly name, which is fritz.streamtools, and then I believe it's the namespace that I want to include stuff from. I'm just going to say, you know what, give me all of them, right? I can say, I can actually specify a specific one if I'd like to, but I'm just going to use the star wildcard to say, give me all the tag helpers that are in here, make them available across the entire application. So my followers count here, so check that out. That's still referencing the SignalR client, right? Which is not what's over here. Let's see, right? So there's SignalR. I don't have SignalR-client available anymore. So let's do this. That's weird. So I want to have that written in here, and now I don't want to have to maintain it everywhere. So, and Joban made a great point earlier that packaging, if we were running Webpack against this, it would pick up all these files appropriately. We would configure it in that Webpack location, and it would just write it out appropriately. And that's not a bad idea, but that's not something that I'm going to touch on here. I'm going to show how to write this tag helper real quick, and we'll replace it with Webpack later. But I want to make sure that I cover how to write a tag helper here. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to update the title to reflect that I'm working on a tag helper here. And I'm not working on that NuGet package. Carnival Tears, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Carnival Tears makes me think of losing at all those scammy carnival games, right? That no matter how hard you try to throw the baseball and knock the bottles off the table, you can't do it. I always run into that. I'm never very good at that. So I'm going to change this to merging pull requests, learning about AutoFixture, and writing ASP.NET Core tag helpers. There we go. We'll update all of them. Oh, it's a little bit too long for Mixer. There we go. All right. Am I in the right branch? I'm in my feature unit test branch, so I'm okay. Right? If I take a look at my branches here, my dev branch is up one above me. Let's merge dev. Oh boy. Automatic merge failed, fix conflicts. All right, let's take a quick look there. What did we break? So untrack, that's fine. View imports. Okay, which is where I was just working. Now, why is it saying unmerged? Both modified. Here they are. All of these ones. Uh-oh. I should fix this merge first before I do anything else. So I am going to go up to, and let's take a look. So I'm going to run code here so I can inspect and use that really cool merge tool. All right, go away, go away, go away. All right, so the first one that I saw was editor config. No, that one's fine. Some of my other conflicts. Here's app settings. Yeah, it doesn't like the spacing. And you know what? The head has stuff about my fake here. And I'm actually going to flip that to... No, leave it true. That's okay. So I'll save that. What else do we have? Twitch service. So current follower count. So I had a way to use an internal set. I'm going to keep the current change. That's okay. Go into stream service here. Viewer count by service, that's the one I want. Oh, did I not forget to... Yep, I've got other changes down here. Yeah, keep the current one. Keep the current one. Let's see here. Keep the current one. Good. Save that. So stream service was where I was next. So we've got this one here. Return services, select name, follower count. I'm okay with that. Good. Anything in mixer service? What changed here? Way down here. Oh, this is where we changed it, so it's just pulling the name. That's fine. Same thing here. Save that. Let's see. Models. This one changed. Ugh. Ugh. I think I want the dev one here because it includes the background color blend and the array capability here. So I'm going to accept the incoming change. And I think, oh, controllers, what do we have here? Start down at this one. Oh boy. Stream service, stream service. And this is the response cache stuff, so I want to accept the incoming change. Cool. Go over to this one. And I think the incoming one here is the one that I want. Oh, we might have a problem. No, I'm worried about these ones here. Back colors and back blend. Excuse me. Can you undo which change you choose? Yes. Because I can reset. Oh my gosh, look at all these changes here. Alright, hang on. Let's go all the way up. Compare changes. That's a space change, I don't care about that. Okay, that added response cache on the... Actually, can I just... Okay, next change. Added response cache, and then here, string is null or empty. Yeah, here's where, this is the fix that I put in. So I want... I want the one on the right. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Excuse me. So I want the second one. I don't want the current. I want the incoming change. I think for all of these, I want the incoming change. All right, and then here's the gradient. I'm going to take the incoming change. Right, everything's still in source control, so if there is a problem, I can always revert. Okay, that one's resolved. Okay. So where was that other... There was like a really big one of changes here. Right, I saw a whole bunch of... Oh, no, that was in my open editors. Okay. So I think I've gone through. That's fine. That's fine. App settings we looked at. I think we're good to merge now. Okay. Let's open this up just a little bit. So let me do a git status again just so I can see them. All right, so let's see if we can shortcut that a little bit. Git add controllers, yep. Git add, good. Models, it was follower goal configuration. What do we have left here? Mixer service, stream service. Not that one. No. Yep. Services, stream service. Services, Twitch service. There we go. Excuse me. All right, and we modified view imports. I'm not going to commit that one yet. Merged dev changes. All right. So now I'm where I want to be, where I'm working, and I feel like I want to rebase this a lot. Because if I look at my log, merge. Okay. So at the very least, I want to merge those last handful of them. So let's do this. Git rebase -I head ~3. We should see VI come up. Love VI. I want that one. I want that one. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Where did all my merge commits go here? Right, there I am, right there. I want to rebase onto 7 Charlie 4. Git rebase 7. That's not 7. 7 Charlie 40 Echo. There is already a rebase merge directory, and I wonder if we're in the middle of another rebase. Stop. I don't want to be. All right, let's try that one more time. And all my merge commits are gone. All right. Yeah, I know. Pain in my neck. All right. We'll figure this out later, because this is a mess. Oh my gosh, look at that. 11 followers to go. Woohoo! Oh my gosh. All right. So, backing up now. Back to the tag helper. Right, so now I've got everything merged together here. This should all still work, right? Building. Right, making sure that my build works. Yeah, that's fine. Something still in use. Isaac, how? Welcome. I appreciate the follow. Get magic with Fritz. I wouldn't say that it's magic. It's working. Let's make sure these unit tests are on. Because there, build succeeded. You can't see it behind my fat head here. But, yep. All my tests are running properly. You I want over here. Okay. So my tests all ran properly, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now, this tag helper, I just want to generate the script tag for this thing so I don't have to worry about managing that version number as it floats around out there. So I've already added a tag helper for this, and I've already got this problem here on my count page because it's referencing the old versionless script name. So I've got this reference to jQuery that I don't use anymore, so let's get rid of that. But I want to replace this with just that. That'll be pretty cool. But, all right, I'm already worried because I'm not getting... Where'd it go? I'm not getting the purple highlighting here. Missed the count page. No worries. We are fixing that now. So let's look at ASP.NET Core tag... Add tag helper. I think I have the syntax backwards there. Add tag helper. Yeah. I have it backwards. Hello? Alt tab. There we go. This should be star Fritz dot stream tools. There it is. Now it's in purple. I had it backwards. So it's... Let me see if I can find the syntax, the reference to the syntax. There it is. There we go. So the star is the specific classes that you want to include, and then it's the assembly name to load them from. Oh, excuse me, mouth's going dry here. All right, so we've got that fixed. So and I know that I'm referencing it properly because it's outputting properly there. All I want to do is I want to output a script tag with the appropriate link off to where this thing lives. So process, this is the main method that you write inside of a tag helper to generate the HTML you want to write out. So what I can do here is I can start to say output dot, and I believe there is a tag, yep, tag name. So what's the actual tag name that we want to generate? And that's going to be script, all right? And we want to say output dot tag mode. What's the mode of the tag? And check these out. The different tag modes are self-closing, start tag and an end tag, or just a start tag. I'm going to do a start tag and an end tag. And then I can start doing things like output, I believe, yep, attributes, add, and then I'm going to specify a name and a value. So the name I'm going to add is source, and then it's going to be whatever the file name is for my SignalR class. No, JavaScript file. Yes. Okay, in the chat, is it possible to wire up these tag helpers without hard-coding magic strings? Which magic strings are you concerned about, J. Rosecard? I'm defining a magic string here for the name of the tag, and I don't have to use, right? I could eliminate this, right? And this will still work because it, by default, grabs whatever's before the word tag helper and uses that as the name of my tag helper. These are kind of magic strings because they're HTML standards, so I'm okay with those. But the view imports, you do need to specify where am I pulling this from, right? This is effectively giving me my reference to where to pull these things from. So it is a little magic string-ish, but you do need to put that reference somewhere. All right, and merge conflicts. Yeah, you're right, Federico. Oh my gosh, what a pain. Ugh. We're at 9 to go. 9? We are less than 10 followers? Are you kidding me? All right, I gotta tweet that. Here, let's tweet it. Ah! What the heck is that? Thank you. Less than 10 followers from our live stream goal. Follow me now on twitch.tv /Fritz or mixer.com /Fritz. When we hit our goal, I will host an 8-hour ASP.NET Core workshop. Join us. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kick this up a notch because I have the power of the ASP.NET and .NET Twitter streams. Jeff is close to his first follower goal. Xiao Wu, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Follow him on Mixer or Twitch, and he will host a free workshop live on stream. There we go. Look at that. And it looks like the .NET team tweeted that. Kind of. I am the .NET team. At least on Twitter. List Bloom 69102. Thank you for the follow. Are you from the 69102 postal code? That's really cool. I don't know where that is. Let me know where that is in the chat room. Working Steve up into a sweat. I know. I need another video, another picture of Steve, just all worn out, panting. So, 7 to go. Here we go. Should I just stick around for a little bit? Just keep running the stream until we hit 500 here today? I don't want to hit 500 off stream. That would feel bad. So let's finish writing this tag helper. Oh, look at that. And even Philly Gameworks and Philly Azure, Static Void Podcast, all retweeted that. So in my tag helper, I want to put the file name for my SignalR client somewhere. I want to figure out what that is and drop it into here. And I don't want to have to go and identify it each time. Mrs. Fritz might not like that. What you talking about? It's okay. We're in great shape here. So what I'm going to do to identify what's the file name for my SignalR client, I'm going to say var file name equals identify client library. Andrew Nagy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate the follow. That's great. 6 to go. Look at that. We're going to get that green bar filled. Where's the fox hat? Fantastic. Thank you for the follow. Uh-oh. Now J.R. Cook is retweeting. And so J.R. Cook hosts a great podcast. I'm blanking on the name of it. Oh, my gosh. J.R., he is Eldorian. You might see him in the Discord room or over in the chat rooms. Why am I blanking on the name of your podcast? Well Met Podcast. There it is. I don't even look at the name of it. There's the icon. Click it and start listening. It's a Hearthstone podcast. I enjoy playing the Hearthstone game. It's a card game you can play. Information about my profile is in my Twitch profile. C#Fritz up there. But we're going to work on a Hearthstone deck tracker add-in here. We're trying to get some ideas locked down on what we want to do with that. But that's going to be coming up here on stream. I want to do a little bit of that game programming. I have a trip in the next week or so here. Get on the other side of that and we can start looking at some of these. So thank you very much for all the followers. 6 to go. Right? 6? Is that where we're at? 6?
Developers.
Make it 5. Meritech, thank you. It's a follower party. Oh my gosh, so close. So close. And we've got 45 people watching us. Fibo 2K, thank you for the follow. This is great. Thank you very much, everybody. So. And Looped Prince 14, thank you for the follow. So I'm going to write this little method here to go find my SignalR client here on disk so that I can output and get it dropped in here. And Static Void Podcast is now hosting me. Okay. So Chris is cheating a little bit here. He's got 2 or 3 channels on Twitch or Mixer, and I think he's got them all hosting me right now, don't you, Chris? NH Willie, thank you so much. And Steve, you're going to be busy here a little bit, it looks like. $4.99. We are almost there. Hallelujah. Home run coming up. There it is. Azovsky Broiler. Thank you for the follower. You are follower 500, Azovsky. Thank you so much. We've hit our goal. 500 followers. I started this stream, about 2 months ago, I think we started. And I think Check Digits was the first person to hop on with us. Thank you, all of my followers out there that are watching, whether you're on Mix, you're on Twitch. I am truly humbled by your interest, your by wanting to get on the stream here and follow, learn a little bit about .NET. This is great. I am absolutely thrilled to hit this goal, 500. Gosh, I put that 500 goal up there beginning of December, I think I did, and I thought this is going to take months to hit, and that's amazing. Thank you. Oh, we're going to keep pushing this. Denny Perez. Thank you, Denny, for joining us here. But Azovsky Broiler, thank you so much for being follower number 500. I really appreciate that. And look at this. Nightbot's going off on Chris over there. You know what? And here's what I'm going to do. Let me go find. Let's see here. I'm going to go into my Nightbot here, and I am going to add. You are just Space Shot TV. Put that in. And rats, I thought there was a way to say, you know what, don't these people
Developers.
And MD Lohan, thank you so much for the follow. Oh my gosh, thank you. 502. We did it. 500 followers. Thank you, everyone, for your interest. We'll get that workshop scheduled probably in the next 2 weeks. Because I'm up against a trip here. It's a follower train. I know. This is great. So I will definitely be in touch with the folks. Oh gosh, Smab? Is that how you pronounce that? Smab? Thank you for the follow. And let's talk about the 1,000 follower goal. Plenty of notice for the workshop is good. Yeah, if it's going to be 8 hours, I want to make sure that all the folks who are interested are able to join. I also want to make sure I can recruit and get folks, get appropriate other speakers to join me. because I've got some ideas for some guests. I've reached out to my friend Julie Lerman, see if she can help us with a half hour about Entity Framework here on stream. For that, I want to reach out to at least one or two of the ASP.NET Core team and see if they're interested in joining us. And I'd love to kick it off with one of the bosses. We'll see if they'll join just to say hello and join us for a little bit. Look at that, and the love for Julie Lerman here on stream. Yeah, she's a great speaker, very down to earth, very friendly, able to help us out. But so I just wanted to interrupt the coding we're doing here, just to say, thank you for helping us hit the goal, and we're gonna set up. I want to make sure that we deliver a good workshop here for you. And it'll probably be, I'm thinking the first week in February. So maybe we do it on a Friday or a Saturday. So Andrew Nagy, looking forward to the workshop. Terrific. I'm glad to hear it. And of course, anything that I do there on the workshop will have the source code available for you. And I think I'll be able to have the recording hang around on Twitch and Mixer for a couple days. So, yes, Azovsky, you are number 500. So, congratulations. All right. Let's finish the code that we were writing here. Because that was a pretty good distraction, wasn't it? Obsidio, thank you. Thank you for the follow. We're going to knock down 1,000 followers here real quick, aren't we? I think I put on the front of the Twitch channel. Did I put an entry there? Show more. Did I put an entry on the front of it? Because the original idea I had for a 1,000 follower goal, I don't think is going to work. Will I be putting up the recording? This recording always goes to YouTube. And let me see here. Yeah, so for 1,000 followers, I was talking about a solve your .NET or ASP.NET issues for on a 4-hour stream. I may change that. I think I've got some other goals that might be some other things that might be more interesting. The workshop, Twitch and Mixer have VOD services there where they keep recordings of the most recent streams, because it would be a long form workshop, and there are conferences that charge money for me to teach a workshop. Not to mention I produce videos for Microsoft Virtual Academy and Wintellect. I don't want it to hang out longer than the 30 days after I present it. So while it'll be really great content, I'm not going to let it stick around, floating around on the internet for that long. But yes, replays of the streams are always posted there. And just a quick trick, if you can actually put the name of the service in front of jeffreyfritz.com, and it'll jump to either my Mixer channel or my Twitch channel or the YouTube channel. So if you go youtube.jeffreyfritz.com, it'll jump right over there to my YouTube channel. So no need to remember exactly what the name of it is. Andy from Lithuania. Good to see you, Andy. How's Lithuania? Gosh, it must be about dinner time out there, right? Or after dinner. So let's see. There was something else I wanted to say. I'm blanking. Let's finish this little block of code here. Steve Kennedy. Wow, thank you for the follow, Steve. And you too, Steve Palmer. We always thank you for being here. We're working him up into a sweat. 7:24 p.m. All right. It's funny, my friends out on the West Coast in the Pacific time zone, it's about 9:30 out there, and when I start, it's about 7 a.m. They're, oh my gosh, Jeff, you start so early, you know. Let's finish this. I want to write a little method here just to go find just to go find this and this file and output that file name here. Fossil says, I think we need the Windows 95 launch video of the lot dancing on stage. I've got a better idea. Where is Seth Juarez dancing? Because there was a great video that my friend Caitlin McKinnon, who's the video editor for Channel 9, that she did about a month or so ago. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That was just amazing. It was wonderful. Oh my gosh, Min Moose, thank you for the follow. Let's see if I can find this really quick. If I can't find it, yeah, all these people who work out on campus, they got all these cool little things they can do. There's a great little tree house that they go hang out in. Yeah, a tree house. There's a meeting space that's a tree house out on campus. Come on, I know it's here somewhere. Here, let me show you this. Got a sub for the sweaty pits. So I don't require you to sub, but there's Andy, thank you. But if you do subscribe, and I haven't written this on any of the sites yet. Oh my gosh, and Yamni, thank you Yamni, 18345, because 18344 was already taken. I don't see it here. Gosh, let me see if I can find it on there's Caitlin's. No. So Caitlin McKinnon is the video editor, and she also hosts a show on Channel 9 called Gals. Andy Yumney, there we go. She has media. Here it is. It's got to be like right here. It's this great video from that Windows 95 startup. And Seth Juarez from Channel 9 is dancing like a fool in it. Here we go. Because they got Seth dancing in front of a green screen. There we go. November. Oh my gosh, it was all the way back in November. Let's go back. Here it is. Rare archive footage of the Windows 95 launch. Are you kidding? It was removed as a copyright. Oh my gosh. Wow. Not cool. Come on, I want to tweet this. Temporarily disable it. So this was a really cool little video of Seth dancing. But, and it won't let me click into this. Right, can I just click into that? No, look at this. Google Analytics is keeping the man down. Alright, we'll have to tinker with that later. I want to finish this code. YouTube watch, is this it? Let's see. He must have done the lambada, the forbidden dance. Wow. Firefox is just killing me here. Oh my gosh. So that's... I have a feeling this is the video that they're referring to. Right, it's the Windows 95 launch, and yes, everybody's so happy. But there's a clip that has Seth Juarez dancing terrible with them. And, yes, okay. But it was removed, it looks like, for a copyright complaint. And I'm guessing it was, the Rolling Stones. Juarez, archive footage. Seth Meyers, no. Oh well, I'm not going to tinker with it right now. I want to finish this tag helper. What do you say? So identify client library. I just want to identify where this thing sits here on disk. And I just want to return a string for that file name. And I'm always going to copy it under lib SignalR, and I'm going to look for SignalR-client. So let's do this. Let's, we want to look up that file location, and I know it's going to be in that folder. So let's allocate a folder. Let's say, right, path I should be able to get. And I want to say like get folder, right? So it's, no. I forget, system, what is it? System IO, I want to get the directory. New directory, and then can I, what? Is it directory info? Is that the one I want? And the path, there it is. Excuse me. And I want to get, it's down inside dub root all the way down here, and I think, can I reach through context and get to that? What do we have under context? Items, tag name, unique ID. Feels bad, man. Output's going to give me stuff about the content, so that's not where I'm going. So what I think I need to do here is, I think I actually need to reach into the hosting environment to get the location of that dub root folder. Now the hosting environment, I'm just going to crib from my startup file here. I believe is, yep, there it is, hosting environment, right? So if I grab this and I make it part of the constructor for this, right? SignalR tag helper, this, that. I'll be able to actually receive this object because all classes in ASP.NET Core are created using the dependency injection facilities. So I'll be passed in the current hosting environment. So let's do this. This dot hosting environment equals env, and then I'll just control dot on this and create a read-only property. I don't want it to be public. I want it private. So now I should be able to say this dot hosting environment, and now there's content root path. That's the directory that contains the content path, the content files, which I believe is just above dub root. Right? I could also say web root path. Gets or sets the absolute path to the directory that contains the web servable application content files. Terrific. So let's do that. And I actually want to do a path.join. Combine. That's the one. So I want the web root path, and I want to combine that with, right? So that gives me this location. I'm going to combine it with lib SignalR. SignalR. Okay. So let's call that folder name, because it's not really the folder yet. So we'll say var folder equals new directory info folder name, right? And then, so now I've got the information about that. And now I want to find the file in it that starts with SignalR-client-, because then it'll have the version number, right? Private read only. What are we doing there? Yeah, let's do that. Right? Then it's a field, but that's okay. So, thanks for the suggestion, Corpa. Yeah, okay. So now I've got the folder. Now I need to find the file. I'm going to just allocate something here called file name. Return file name, right? Just so I make those red lines go away. I get paranoid about that. So let's say folder dot, can I say files? Get files, yeah. And then a search pattern. Parameter can contain a combination of valid literal path and wildcard star and question mark characters, but it doesn't support regular expressions. Feels bad, man. No regular expressions? What's the matter with you? We love regular expressions. Who doesn't love regular expressions? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I know I'm going to get a bunch of comments on the YouTube. I love regular expressions. And other people, I hate regular expressions. And then we're going to do the whole VI Emacs thing. There, look at that. Space Shot loves regular expressions. Chris is a regular expressions fanatic. Right? Huh? Alright, so I'm looking for the file called SignalR-client-star. And then I want the minified one. So let's go get star min.js. .min.js. Sad trumpet from Chris. I need to have things like sad trumpet available and handy so that I can just do it's not playing. Oh, you know why? I know why. Because that's on another machine. I want it on this one. Discounted domains. I go for a code I can read every time. Never learned the Redux spells. Yeah. So that's sad trombone. I also have sad tuba, right? And then we have that's not it. What happened to sad tuba? Did sad tuba go away? I think somebody took it. There you go. Use that sound for your PagerDuty app. Interactive soundboard on Mixer. Not a bad idea. If I were faster than light, you could have had my response when you said who doesn't like regex. There you go. All right, let's finish this little code snippet. So I'm going to go get the files that are named SignalR client min.js. That's going to return a collection of file infos. Okay. So these should be named that I'm able to sort alphabetically. Next PR for Stream Tools soundboard. I like it. Let's create that as an issue. So I'm going to do an order by on this because I can do link things, right? Order by, right? So it's going to be some file, and I want to say file. I just want to say name, right? Actually, I want to order by descending because I want the first one, right? So that should give me the first file name, file info object. So let's call this file info. So then I should be able to say return file info dot. Now I don't want the full path. I just want the I want the I want to do, let's do this. I'm going to do some string concatenation here. String interpolation. So I want to return ~/lib SignalR / and then file info name. And that should do it. Let's see here. So, and I put that in my count. All right, so let's start Docker. start this in a Docker container, and then let's take a look at it. So I clicked start. Come on now, fella. It's not opening my browser. Still. That feels weird. Docker PS. Where are we listening at? 32,770. Fine. Localhost 32,770. Here it goes. Do 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 do. Uh-oh. Cannot create system type string because it is missing a public parameterless constructor. What? What did we break there? Follower goal configuration. It should have created that. Now we've broken it. What? I know, right? What? I don't get it. Why is it having a problem injecting that configuration? So this is follower goal configuration. All right, let's take a look at follower goal configuration real quick, because that was one of the files that I changed. So follower goal, blah 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 blah. So it should have loaded this properly. 2 authors, 5 changes. What was the last set of changes? There's Mr. Magoo. See that? I got Mr. Magoo helping out here. What did I do here? Yeah. Follower goal configuration. So get, return, fill background color split. That looks fine. Return, fill background color split. Select double parse to array. Looks fine to me. Let's make sure it's being registered. Configure services. So this should be running properly. Let's restart and see if we hit that. You can't even see. I know. All right. So follower goal configuration, get section follower goal. So what do I get coming out of that thing? Okay, I've got a configuration section. If I step into that, so it, I guess I got a thing there, right? All right, this dot configuration is null. It didn't receive the follower goal configuration iOptions object. So something significant changed there. Why am I not receiving that? Did I get the stream service? Okay, stream service came in. The hosting environment, that was injected. The follower client was injected. But this thing... So config is a thing. All right. Cannot create instance of type string because it is a public... It is missing a public parameterless... That's weird. What is config value wise? Yeah, so I'm not quite, so it's in the configuration binder, right? Close that. No. Let me see this stack. Ooh. And it's not telling me exactly which option it's failing on. Configure named options. All right, so something tells me that my configuration between follower goal configuration and the follower goal object that is in app settings then isn't lining up. So here's my follower goal configuration here, right? So configure services, right? It's configuring follower goal configuration by getting section follower goal. This. All right. So follower, it's not there. Follower goal configuration. New vertical. All right. Come on, Visual Studio. Thank you. So caption, goal, empty background color, empty font color, fill background color. Yep, that looks good. Fill font color. Okay. Fill background color blend. Good. Weren't those arrays changed to comma-separated strings? Yes. That's what it was. So when I did that merge, I broke my configuration. All right, so let's do that. And then get rid of that. And then change this to that. That should work now. Nice catch, Corpa. Nice catch. Okay, configure it. Yeah. Reload it. There we go. 10 followers. So it's now loading lib SignalR client -100 alpha final min.js. Fantastic. So it's loading the script that I wanted. Yeah, you deserve the shades there. Absolutely. All right. So I think my little tag helper now is doing what I needed to identify that client library and just lob it in there. Aren't we writing any unit test or integration test? You want to write a unit test around this. I'm not sure how I would write a unit test around this one. What do you think? How could I write a unit test to test that it found and it's getting the library properly? I would need to mock out the file system. How would we mock out the file system here? Right, that's a little bit weird, right? I mean, it's doable, I suppose. I mean, really, it's this thing here that I would be writing the test around, right? And you can certainly do that. I could make this internal, and, right, I could write some sort of provider that mocks out the file system here. And make sure that this gets formatted properly. What do you think? Use IO abstraction NuGet package. Do tell. Hang on. Stop the press. I don't want to see this lady anymore. I don't want images either. Chicken nuggets. System IO abstractions. Oh. System IO abstractions. Give me some docs on that. That'd be really cool. But for system IO, yay for testable IO access. But that's on Codeplex. Let's see if we can get this. Boris. I'll learn from Boris. I am Boris Modelski? Test-driven developer. All right. If directory exists. Right. In order to make the code testable, we'll use system IO abstractions, which can be, it provides an iFile system interface. Blah, blah, blah. So we receive an iFile system. This new file system. Right. That's kind of cheating to get around it, but that's okay. String source file path, destination directory, and then doing this. Alright, so this is system IO abstractions. Alright. I see a problem with system IO abstractions on NuGet. IO abstractions. There it is. Oh, by Tatham. Tatham Odi, right? Yeah. There's the project site. Yep, Tatham Odi. Let's take a look at trying this. All right. Dependencies. Tell me it works. Oh, it's .NET Standard 1.4. .NET Standard means that, especially the 1.0 versions, the 1. versions, that if you're in a .NET Core 2.0 project or a .NET Framework 4.7, and later project, they just work. So this will just work for us. Let's give this a try. But I need to add system IO abstractions to my project. So manage NuGet packages. NJ Bell Jr. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. We're going to write a unit test around this, and then I think that'll be all for us today. System IO abstractions. There it is. Do it. Install it. There we go. Look at all that. Yep. I got a thing that popped up. Download and install Git for Windows. No, not right now. All right. So it's installed. It's sitting here. What does it want to update? Let's check in with those later. I want to make sure this works and is pretty cool first. So identify client library. We want to take an iFile system. And let's see if I can just control dot. Yep, there we go. So now can I just say file system dot path combine? And then can I say new file system? No. Can I say file system dot directory info? Can I do a new on that? iDirectory info factory. Is it, do I have from directory name? There we go. All right. So that'll give me back a directory info base. So folder, get files, order by descending, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then I can pass in a proper iFile system into this, which, according to the documents over here, I can say this.file system. Okay, I can say new file system, which is the default implementation. Okay. So let's do that. New file system. And now I'll be able to test this. That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. Great idea, Remster, to test this. So let's collapse this up a little bit here so you can see. I'm going to open up test and collapse you2. I'm going to add a folder. What did I do? I clicked. All right, hang on. Add folder tag helpers. And let's add a class. And this is going to be for SignalR tag helper. Tag helper. I feel like I need a folder for that. SignalR tag helper. And then we'll create a class. And this one we'll call, right, we're inspecting the file system. So we'll call this identify client library. Okay. Public. Put some spaces in here. All right. So now, So for identify client library, I want to do, right, and this is X unit in this project. Public void, right, when client library found should output. All right. So where I would do arrange, act, assert. Let me start it with that, and then we'll add AutoFixture back in here. Oh, you know what? Gosh, I'm an hour over here. All right. Act is going to be right. Var sut equals new, and then it was SignalR tag helper, but I need to pull it from the actual web, so I'll call it web. Using web equals fritz.streamtools. There we go. And I think this is actually under tag helpers. There it is. Now I can pass in an I hosting environment. Divisator, thank you for the follow. So if I mark this with a theory, right? And then I also want to mark it with... Let me do this as a fact first, and then we'll look at adding an AutoFixture later. Var hosting environment equals new. See, I want to do a... All right, hang on. Mockery creates I hosting environment. Right? If I control dot on that, good. So I would say hosting environment, right? I have a get in the hosting environment to get the web root path. Please QQ more. Thanks for the follow. So I want to set up. I'm going to set up the property, and it is on my hosting environment. I'm setting up. What was it? Web root path. Right. So now I should be able to say yeah, hosting environment, web root path, object, web root path equals. Oh my gosh, watch disk. Thank you for the follow. You can make your web root path a string parameter on your identify client library method and not worry about mocking I hosting environment. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I like that refactoring. Let's do that. So I don't need to store this. I can actually just store this and say web root path. Web root path equals. No, do it up here. Make that a capital. Web root path equals env dot web root path. There we go. So now that's there, and then I can say this web root path. I'm going to want to make this internal, make it an internal string, so I can set it. So I do still need to pass in an internal parameter when I go to create this thing, but I don't really care about what it gets out of it to put in there. I can kind of force the issue. So I say hosting environment dot object web root path equals test path. Right, and then result is going to be system under test identify client library, and then I'm passing in my dummy file system. So I need a dummy file system to test with. So if I say var file system equals, and this is where we'll figure out how to redo this later. File system. Now it's probably going to say, oh, you need to add this NuGet reference. No. Where is it? Manage NuGet packages. Not exactly what I was suggesting. Okay, well, hang on. Let's system IO abstractions. Add it to this one. Yep, which should be nothing because it's not actually downloading it. So I can control dot on this.
Developers,
Steve Kennedy, thank you for the follow. I thought we were already following me. So where were you suggesting? You can make webroot path a string parameter on my identify client library method. So let me go back. So you're suggesting here, do this, and then when I'm doing, okay, hang on. I'm feeling you now. I see this. Private read only. Hosting environment. Hosting environment. Right. Good. I could pass in hosting environment dot webroot path. There we go. Webroot path. Then I could just change that, and it goes away. Now, over here in this, I don't care that I'm passing that. I don't need that either. All right. Now when I call identify client library, I can pass in file system object, and then I can pass in test path. Right? And this should probably be a constant. So I'm already seeing a couple things here that I need to set up and I need to lay out. Check spelling on hosting environment. Hosting environment. Hosting environment. Oops. Thank you. There we go. But here I think this is where I would be using AutoFixture to generate some of these things that are being passed in. Hosting environment I don't care about. I'm not actually going to be using anything coming out of it. Let it just store the default content over there. But I do want to say something like assert. And I actually want to structure what the file system finds, right, when it goes into the lib.SignalR folder and it tries to do a get files. And this feels like it's going to be very weird to set up. So here's what I'm going to do, because I'm way far over and I want to make sure that I give you folks a chance to help out here. I'm going to pause right there. Because right now, this isn't failing. It's not going to cause me any issues. No. Maybe it is failing. Build succeeded. All right, it's still running the test here. There it goes. SignalR tag helper. Here it comes. Right? Come on, run that test. Run. Object set not instance to not set. It doesn't like it here because it's doing a file system path combine. So we're at a point here where we need to start working with that mock object. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to comment that part out where it actually does the act. Since that's failing, let's rerun all the tests. And then I'm going to leave this open in case anybody wants to take a shot at finishing this and showing us what this mocking should look like. Yeah, I think that's a decent place to stop off here. Let's clean up our toys and commit all these changes. So let's add tag helpers. Test tag helpers so we get those changes. Yep. Added SignalR tag helper and started a test for it. Cool. And I'm going to push those changes into my unit tests branch. Done. So this is number 24 here. Nope, that's not where I want to be. So there it is. It's up there. This is in progress. So needs unit tests, leaving open for viewers who want to contribute. Because I think the feature's done. I think we just want to round out what those unit tests look like. So I'm just going to mark this as help wanted and good first issue. I believe there was a NuGet package for fakes, mocks for that abstractions namespace. It'll probably come in handy. Cool. Okay. New mock file system. All right, so it looks like there's some things here. So maybe we come back to that and look at doing this to simplify how those things work. Because there's the file data. That looks really easy to use. But I gotta go. I'm way far over here on time. So those are committed. If you want to contribute, you want to round that out, we'll talk about that commit next time. But I'm really happy with how far we got. We merged. We took in a lot of great features from folks so that we now have that fake service out there so we can build our user interface. And that'll really help our friend Sarah, who's working on user interface development for us. And we'll talk to her on Saturday next week. I like that we got in stuff for the SignalR robustness. That was really great to see. And I like that we've simplified things a little bit here as far as how we're interacting with not just SignalR, but connecting to and using our libraries. Really good progress that we've made. And you know what? I think we do want to push this into master at this point. I think we can do that because everything works right now. I just want to get some more unit tests around things. So I am going to do a compare and pull request and just push this into dev, and holy crap, look at all these commits. Completed some unit tests and SignalR migration. Create that, and I want to rebase this. It won't let me rebase. And it won't let me automatically merge. Ugh. Let's see if we can. I'm gonna do that merge offline. I need to cut out. We're way over here. So I am going to do this merge. I'm gonna push this all the way out to master and but create a new version of this so that we're the same feature all the way down master dev and in our feature unit test stream. Thank you everybody for joining me today. I'm really happy that we made this goal. I'm flattered that we made it. Honestly, you have no idea how much it means to me that we've got more than 500 folks following, interested in learning how to code, and joining me here on the stream on a regular basis. So thank you everybody. I'll be back on Tuesday. Glenn should be joining us then, and we'll talk more about some of the things we're doing here in the project with ASP.NET Core, some better ways that we can approach some of the things that we're doing, and take advantage of some ASP.NET Core, maybe even 2.1 features. So we'll take a look at it then. And Corpa, go Vikings! How dare you? Best of luck to you and your team this weekend. My Eagles, I'm hoping we win on Sunday evening. But we'll see you on Tuesday, and hopefully I'll be celebrating a win then. Go Fusion, yes. Oh my gosh, our Overwatch team here in Philadelphia, they had a terrible loss to. It wasn't San Francisco. Who'd they play? Los Angeles, yes, on Thursday night. They were up 2-0, and Los Angeles won 3 in a row on me. So, alrighty. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on Tuesday. Remember, the archive will go over on YouTube a little bit later today. See you later.